Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to go over 5 of my current favorite drugstore foundations. I think that these foundations are really comparable to more expensive luxury foundations, and I just think that they are formulated in such beautiful ways, and they all have very unique characteristics in their formulations that give them a multitude of different reasons on why I love these foundations. I'm also going to show you guys demos of each of these foundations so you can see what they actually look like on my skin. I definitely think that there is a foundation in here for everyone. So before we get into it, I would love if you guys would subscribe to my channel just so you can stay updated whenever I upload my next video for you. And I would also really love it if you guys would come follow me on Instagram as well, because you'll always find me on Instagram whenever I'm not here on my channel. First foundation I wanted to speak about is the Light Illusion foundation from Flower Beauty. I completely purchased this one on a whim. I had not seen anybody else speak about this foundation, but the thing that really caught me was the bottle says luminous makeup with a nude skin feel, and I think that's exactly how this foundation is. Application wise, I think fingertips or a sponge are the best way to apply, and it has a really unique flexible formulation, so it feels like you're applying a moisturizer to your skin, and it doesn't ever, crumble or settle into fine lines or kind of, come off patchy or anything like that. It really just kind of goes onto your skin as if you're applying a moisturizer, and the more you wear, if you do want to build it up to a more full coverage point, it doesn't feel like a mask of makeup. It just feels like you're putting more moisturizer on your skin, because once the foundation actually settles back down, you don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is so greasy and it's gonna move everywhere, and it just doesn't feel heavy, which is the thing that I like about this foundation the most. There's also no pearlescence to this, even though it does have that kind of luminous finish to it, so you don't have to worry about it emphasizing texture or pimples or anything like that. It's got great coverage, a really nice skin-like finish, and a very breathable, lightweight feel on the skin to where you don't feel like you have any makeup on at all. I also do notice a lot of you guys tend to ask me about wear times with foundations, and I actually feel like that's a really personal experience, because I think it completely depends on the time of year, the circumstances, your skin type, the weather, just there are so many different things that factor into foundation wear time for me. I will say for myself personally, in regards to all the wear times on this foundation, for me personally, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, I can get a solid 8+ hours wear out of it. 8 hours is really where I start noticing the foundation start wearing off, but anything before that and a little bit beyond that, I think the foundation still looks just as good. So it's a great foundation that lasts from morning until night, and it's also very touch-up friendly, which I really appreciate. Next up is the Healthy foundation from Physicians Formula. Gotta look at my notes. I took notes on all these. So the Healthy foundation, I really like this one because this one is satin, so it's not dewy and it's not matte. It's like right in the middle with that satin finish, but I do notice that on my skin, I feel like there's almost just a little bit of the ever slightest pearlescence to this foundation, so it doesn't have like a dewy tacky finish to it, but it gives you that healthy luminosity that you want from something that's more dewy with it being satin. So one thing to note about this foundation, because it is a satin finish, it does, I notice personally, start to set down quite quickly. So I like to apply this in sections on the face, blend those out, start working on the next section. It's not the type of foundation that I feel like you can apply all over and then slowly spend your time blending with. I feel like this foundation gives me anywhere from light to medium coverage. It has a very nice lightweight feel as well. This one, because it does dry down and set to that satin finish, it never feels heavy or cakey on your skin either. And in terms of wear time, I will say that I notice 10+ hours with this foundation. It doesn't tend to wear off quite as quickly. It seems to be a little bit more long wearing than a lot of other foundations that don't, set down. That's just something I notice with my skin personally. Satin and matte foundations tend to last a lot longer on me. So in terms of longevity, I feel like this one has great longevity and it lasts a really long time. This is the Urban Dream cover from Maybelline. I've been obsessing over this. I really like this one a lot. I think a lot of you guys will like this one a lot as well. It has a very dewy, flexible formulation, so it just, you know, kind of moves with your skin. It doesn't, you know, crumble or anything like that because it has that nice flex to it. It's SPF 50, which is really good, and it has insane coverage. The littlest bit of this goes the longest way. You can work with such small beads of product and you'll see it just covers everything. So that can be a pro or a con. If you're somebody who doesn't like a lot of coverage, I think you will still like this if you just wear less of it. But if you're somebody who really wants something that's just going to be full intensity, maximum coverage, while also having a nice flexible feel to it without setting down to a matte finish, I think you will really love the Urban Dream cover. And the great thing about this foundation is, even though it is, you know, full coverage, it doesn't look too cartoony or artificial on your skin. It just, you know, looks very fresh and very full coverage, but because it's got that dewy finish, I just feel like it looks a little bit more healthy, a little bit more radiant and luminous than something than if it were to be, you know, this really intense full coverage and settle down matte. Those can be a little bit dulling, whereas this one, you know, just gives your skin a little bit more life and provides you with a ton of coverage. Now the longevity on this one, I think, again, for me personally, it's going to be anywhere between that 7 to 8 hours mark because it is a little bit more dewy, but you can always boost up the longevity by setting with powder, by using a setting spray and a long wearing makeup primer as well, and I'm sure you could get it to last even longer than 8 hours. So again, it's a more personalized experience. It really depends on what you're doing for your makeup personally to get it to last as long as you want it to, but for me, 7 to 8 hours, and I feel like it still looks really great. This is Candid from Revlon. This is one of their new, I think this might actually be their newest foundation. I really enjoy this one because it's a medium coverage foundation. You guys know I'm not too crazy about things being super full coverage, but I think this has a very natural medium amount of coverage to it, and I also really like the satin finish. They say that this is a natural finish. I find it to be, you know, a nice soft powder finish on the skin, which you can obviously make it look a little bit more dewy by just putting a setting spray on top of. The formulation of this foundation is very lightweight. It's very fluid. It just kind of glides across your skin as you're applying it. And then once you start blending it in, you'll see it, you know, gives you a really wearable amount of coverage to where your freckles and your hyperpigmentation and things like that are blurred out but not completely covered. So it's not, you know, a full flawless looking foundation, but again, just like really natural, very approachable amount of coverage. And I think a lot of people will like this because it's nothing that's gonna make you feel like you're hiding behind a ton of makeup. And the longevity on this one, I feel like, is gonna be, again, it's satin finish, so it could be anywhere 10 hours plus on me. Satin foundations just last a lot longer on my skin type because I am more dry. So again, that's going to depend on your skin type and all the other variables that go into wearing a foundation. But good lasting time, really nice, wearable, approachable looking skin coverage from this one, and very easy to blend in, and I like the way it looks very natural and soft on the skin. The last foundation I want to share with you guys is the Neutrogena Hydrating Stick Foundation. Now this one I like to apply by just taking it straight out of the bullet and like applying it to the skin like this and then blending it in with a brush. This foundation I cannot recommend enough to those of you who want your skin to look like skin. This is almost undetectable, I feel personally. I really do think that if you take the time to just blend this out, it looks completely, almost fully undetectable on your skin. It also builds on top of itself quite well, so 2 to 3 layers, still doesn't manage to look cakey, and you can also kind of layer it up under the eyes if you want to add a little bit of extra coverage just to conceal any darkness or areas around the nose where there's redness and hyperpigmentation, things like that. It just is so miraculous at the way that this blends in and again, like kind of just molds with your skin, looks like your own skin, mimics your skin's texture, and just once this hits your skin, it applies like butter and it blends out, and it is the total dream foundation for those of you who just don't really want to look like you're wearing makeup. Like, I know with foundation and stuff like that, a lot of times we don't want it to look like we're wearing makeup, or we want it to look very soft and approachable and like a natural looking makeup look. Whereas with this, I feel like this is for the girl who just wants her skin to look like skin. Now this one, I will say, the wear time has been quite finicky for me. Sometimes I feel like it only lasts 4 hours, but then sometimes I'll wear it like from morning till night and I feel like it'll still look good. But I guess that just depends on my skin that day and the weather. However, I will say that this is one of the most touch-up friendly foundations I've ever used, because it's nice and tiny. It comes in stick form, so you could actually throw it in your bag or purse and you can just apply it right on top. You push it in with your fingertips, it'll melt right into your skin, and it's just, personally, I feel the most ideal for touch-ups and the most easy to do touch-ups with. Those are all the foundations I wanted to speak about in this video, guys. I really hope that you found the demo portion of this video helpful. If you did, please let me know, because it just lets me, you know, figure out the types of ways that you guys like these videos filmed. So if you find the demo helpful, please leave a comment. Let me know, because otherwise I don't have to do that in this video if it's not something that you guys even think is like worth me putting into the video. So I would definitely appreciate your feedback on the demo, because otherwise I can just do it on my hand, because I did that for another video too, but I just wanted to see how you guys thought the actual facial application was. I will list and link all of these products in the description box down below. Oh, I guess I should have let you guys know, in this video I'm wearing the Revlon Candid Foundation. So that's the one that I'm wearing as I'm filming this. But yeah, I'm going to list and link all those products in the description box for you. I will also love it so much if you guys would subscribe, and if you guys would come follow me on Instagram too. That'd be so dope. I would love that so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye, guys.